Hey, how's it going, everybody? So I wanted to do a quick video about setting up your display in KDE Neon and how to do it with Nvidia. Now I noticed there's a lot of posts about people having difficulties. Now this will be different depending on what your Nvidia driver version is, what kind of card you have, and all that kind of stuff. If you're on Plasma and it's a different version of Plasma, it might be different, obviously. But yeah, I'm going to go through some of the differences. So I'm not sure if you can see this here, my display configuration. I have two displays. On my Acer Predator 43-inch monitor, it's actually a more complicated setup where it's merging two DisplayPort signals from the graphics card to the monitor, and it kind of splits the screen down the middle, and it does this in order to get 144 hertz. So this is by no means a simple configuration, and to set this up properly and not have any difficulties, you don't have to do anything complicated. You don't have to do any X-render configuration or X configuration stuff at all. You can basically do it all within Nvidia's configuration, or even better, you can just use the KDE configuration. So the main thing that I always see people having difficulties with is, like, after resuming their screen from it being turned off automatically for power saving, their display is all messed up. Or, you know, when they reboot, their display is all messed up. And one of the reasons this happens is because of a software called Kscreen. Kscreen it can be really helpful. So if you're using, you know, an AMD GPU or Intel or some kind of very simple configuration, then Kscreen can, you know, be pretty helpful. Because it will automatically detect your currently attached displays and try to configure them in either the last configuration, but if that's not possible, it will kind of try to figure out, you know, an intelligent display configuration for you. But that actually is part of the problem, is that a lot of the time, especially on a desktop where your display configuration doesn't really change that often, it can cause more problems than it can solve. So what I do is I just go into my background settings. Now this is the settings application for Plasma, and just type in services, and then you should see background services right here. And then if you scroll down to Kscreen 2 and you just disable that, it should stop the problems. So after you do a reboot, everything should work. But if it doesn't, you can always, you know, reconfigure your display settings, and once you set them, it'll be saved then. You shouldn't have to redo it after that, because Kscreen's not trying to reconfigure it for you. So I just disable this, and this has eliminated all my problems, because I have, you know, this 4K monitor over here in kind of like a portrait mode, and then I have this dual DisplayPort cable monitor with G-Sync and all that kind of stuff. Every time, you know, they powered off, the portrait mode would power off faster than the dual DisplayPort monitor, and the dual DisplayPort monitor would come up slower than the single DisplayPort monitor in my portrait mode. So if you want to just, you know, eliminate all those problems, yeah, just disable Kscreen. After you get a good setup in your configuration and everything, go into your display and monitor settings, set the configuration for how you want it to be, how you want it to look, and then after you do that, it should be set up fine. Now, you can change the hertz. You know, you can go to different panel options, change it, and you can still do all the changes to, you know, your display after you disable Kscreen. So it's not like it's not a required background service that you need to have enabled in order to do your configuration. And, you know, even if you do unplug something, and plug it back in, most likely you're still going to be able to get to your desktop and re-enable that stuff. But you know, if you did have to, you could go to if you're using systemd, you can go into systemd, enable that background process again, you know, and get back to a usable system. So just wanted to throw this video out there because I've been seeing a lot of people posting about that, and I was just trying to help people out. So yeah, take care.